As a student of politics and former Washington correspondent of 8 years, I must say Joe Biden's inaugural speech was impressive. Biden's a politician for sure, hitting all the right notes and tailoring the message to appeal to his base. But this is also a man who has experienced more than his fair share of adversity in life. And when he talked about overcoming differences and meeting each other halfway, it struck a chord with many. Listen to this.
We can do this if we open our souls instead of hardening our hearts, if we show a little tolerance and humility, and if we're willing to stand in the other person's shoes, as my mom would say, just for a moment. Some days, when you need a hand. There are other days when we're called to lend a hand.
This is beautiful, magnificently said, and I mean it. But as part of the Washington establishment, Joe Biden knows better than most that there are systemic institutional obstacles. The GOP filibuster is one of them. Biden can repeal Trump's executive orders and issue a dozen of his own, as he's doing right now, but for his more ambitious policy proposals on the economy, healthcare, and the environment, he will need support from Republicans. Senate Republicans can delay voting on a bill by taking it up to the Senate floor and talking about any issue for as long as they want. This is known as a filibuster. Democrats do not have the 60 votes needed to end a filibuster. For example, during the Obama-Biden era, the DREAM Act on undocumented immigrants and American Clean Energy and Security Act on climate could not become laws due to Republican opposition. Data shows that over the past 10 years, there has been a dramatic increase in the use of filibusters by an opposition party. Biden also promised to address structural issues like racism, but to make constitutional amendments on, say, the Electoral College system or the Voting Rights Act, it would require a 2/3 majority in Congress, which again, the Democrats don't have. Another challenge is the Electoral College system, which many believe currently favors Republicans in presidential races and Senate representation. This is interesting. In the last 6 presidential elections, George Bush was the last Republican candidate to win the popular vote. Despite that, Republicans won 3 of those 6 races. That's partly because coastal, large populated blue states have the same number of Senate seats of 2 as those rural, less populated red states. For example, California, which has a population of 40 million, has the same number of Senate seat apportioned Electoral College votes as Wyoming, with its population of just 500,000. And this leads to my next point, America's current division. Biden used the word unity or unite 11 times and all 24 times, saying he will be president for all Americans. But a week after the Capitol riot, a Quinnipiac University poll showed that 73% of Republicans still insist there was widespread fraud in Biden's election win. But 93% of Democrats say there was no such thing. Also, 81% of Republicans do not believe Trump should be removed from office and banned from running public office again, whereas 87% of Democrats think he should. In the age of social media, people tend to get personalized information via a news feed that conform to their pre-existing biases. This can further divide the left and right, black and white, and different factions within each group. And we haven't even talked about other constraining factors, such as the deep state and electoral politics. That said, I want to wish Joe Biden good luck, not least because a stable and reasonable America is better for the world.